Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. Today, we're diving into the roller coaster ride of Japanese stocks as they rebound sharply after a historic plunge, shaking up global markets. We'll also explore how Hong Kong's chief executive John Lee has secured ASEAN backing for the city's bid to join the RCEP trade pact, a significant move for regional economic integration. Lastly, we'll cover AXA's innovative launch of Hong Kong's first heatwave insurance policy, aimed at protecting outdoor workers during those scorching summer days. Please stay tuned for the detailed stories. Guardian. Japanese stocks soared more than 10% early Tuesday, rebounding after a massive sell-off that had shaken global markets. The Nikkei 225 index in Tokyo initially surged nearly 11%, but later settled at 8.7% higher, trading at 34,211.83. This recovery came after a dramatic 12.4% drop the previous day, which had set off a global market rout. South Korea's Kospi index rose by 3%, Australia's ASX 200 added 0.3%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng remained steady. The plunge on Monday was reminiscent of the 1987 crash, triggered by data indicating a significant slowdown in U.S. hiring, raising fears that the Federal Reserve's high interest rates might have stifled economic growth too much. The Bank of Japan's recent interest rate hike also contributed to the turmoil, as it forced traders to exit low-cost borrowing deals. Chris Weston from Pepperstone noted the historic moves and anticipated a solid counter-rally. Federal Reserve officials, including Mary Daly, reassured markets by suggesting potential interest rate cuts to stabilize the economy. CNN. Japanese shares rebounded sharply on Tuesday, recovering most of their record losses from the previous day and fueling a regional market rally. The Nikkei 225 surged about 10%, while South Korea's Kospi rose by 3%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng index increased by 1%. Taiwan stocks also regained 4%. Neil Newman from Astries Advisory noted that the fundamentals of Japan's economy remain sound despite the recent crash. One notable gainer was Kikkoman Corporation, which saw a 21% increase after a significant drop the previous day. The Nikkei's 12.4% fall on Monday was its largest since October 1987, triggering a worldwide market downturn. Wall Street also suffered, with major indexes falling due to recession fears and the rapid unwinding of yen carry trades. The Bank of Japan's hawkish stance on monetary policy had led to a surge in the yen, forcing traders to offload their yen carry trades. However, the yen slightly pulled back on Tuesday, stabilizing the markets. Nikkei Asia. Southeast Asian countries have expressed support for Hong Kong's bid to join the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, Asia's largest trade pact. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee, concluding a tour of Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos, announced the backing for Hong Kong's early accession to the RCEP. Lee also promoted Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and discussed expanding trade and visa policies in the region. Despite increased governance from Beijing, Hong Kong retains some trade policy autonomy. Lee's visit aimed to improve Hong Kong's image post-COVID and following the 2020 security law. He highlighted Hong Kong's role as a financial hub and its willingness to share expertise in fintech and other sectors. Hong Kong remains a significant financier, particularly as supply chains shift to Vietnam. The city was Vietnam's second-largest foreign investor in early 2024. Lee also mentioned potential new economic and trade offices in Southeast Asia, reflecting growing travel and economic ties. South China Morning Post. When Hong Kong lawmakers rapidly approved a domestic national security law in just 12 days, it marked a stark transformation in the Legislative Council's operations. Previously characterized by heated debates and filibusters, the revamped legislature now exudes harmony and efficiency, a result of Beijing's 2021 electoral overhaul ensuring only patriots hold power. Despite this newfound efficiency, experts like Lao Shukai and politicians such as Paul Tsai-Wai-chun have raised concerns about the weakening of LegCo's check and balance function, declining public interest, and lawmakers' struggles to connect with residents. The streamlined legislative process, exemplified by the swift passage of the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance, contrasts sharply with the past, yet questions about the legislature's ability to effectively monitor the government persist. Tsai's call for restoring LegCo's monitoring role and a minimal opposition to government bills highlight the tension between efficiency and accountability in the current political climate. South China Morning Post. AXA has introduced Hong Kong's first heatwave insurance, offering outdoor workers protection as the city faces intensifying summer heat. Priced at 19 Hong Kong dollars and 90 cents per person, the heatwave parametric insurance provides a payout of 100 Hong Kong dollars or an equivalent anti-heatwave kit when temperatures exceed 36 degrees Celsius for 3 consecutive days from August to October. AXA's initiative comes in response to the escalating heat waves in Hong Kong, which recorded its hottest June in over 40 years. The insurance aims to mitigate health risks for workers in construction, property management, and transport sectors, who are most vulnerable to extreme heat. Emily Lee, AXA's Chief Employee Benefits and Wellness Officer, emphasized the critical role of corporations in addressing these climatic challenges. With global warming intensifying, scientists predict that 2024 has a 95% chance of setting a new annual heat record, underscoring the urgency of innovative insurance solutions like AXA's to protect individuals and businesses from climate-related risks. SCMP Opinion. The suspension of extradition and legal assistance treaties between Hong Kong and several Western countries following the imposition of the national security law in 2020 continues to pose challenges. Despite the geopolitical tensions, Secretary for Security Chris Tang Ping-kung assured that cooperation between Hong Kong's law enforcement and international agencies remains intact for non-politically sensitive cases. Tang highlighted the importance of resuming full legal cooperation to prevent Hong Kong from becoming a haven for criminals. The suspension of these agreements has not led to an increase in criminals hiding in the city, but it has benefited some lawbreakers. As Hong Kong moves forward from its troubled past, re-establishing international legal ties and cooperation is crucial for maintaining its image as a safe city and effectively combating cross-border crimes, especially online scams involving syndicates. South China Morning Post. Designing for inclusivity in public spaces is a challenge that architects like Yan Fallon of WYTO Singapore are tackling head-on. When revamping the Keppel Center for Art Education, Fallon aimed to create a space that accommodates neurodivergent individuals, who represent up to 20% of the population with conditions like autism and ADHD. This involves not just making spaces livable, but lovable, with empathy and care. Examples from around the world, such as Walmart's sensory-friendly hours and the Montreal Symphony Orchestra's relaxed concerts, show a growing awareness of the needs of neurodivergent individuals. In Hong Kong, Tullio Maximo from Hong Kong Polytechnic University emphasizes the importance of moving beyond the medical model of disability to a social model that improves societal and spatial inclusivity. Projects like the Deaf Academy in Devon and the Westmark School in California illustrate how thoughtful design, including features like diffused lighting and sensory-friendly materials, can create environments that work for everyone. South China Morning Post. The Paris Olympics witnessed a night of record-breaking performances, particularly in track and field and cycling. China's Ben Feng secured a silver in discus, marking a rare medal for the nation in athletics. However, the highlight was Armand Mondo Duplantis's pole vault performance, where he broke the world record with a vault of 6.25 meters. This event was a spectacle, celebrated with enthusiasm by the crowd. In the cycling events, the women's team sprint saw the world record broken 5 times within an hour, with Great Britain's team ultimately setting a new benchmark. In men's football, Spain and France advanced to the finals, setting up a rematch of their recent European Championship semi-final. Unfortunately, Hong Kong's table tennis team, which had high hopes of adding to their medal tally, was eliminated by Sweden in the women's team event, marking the end of their Olympic journey. South China Morning Post: Chinese property developers are bracing for another round of weak financial results, continuing a trend of losses since 2020 due to faltering home sales and prices. Major developers like China Vanke and Longfor Group are expected to report significant drops in core net profit, with Vanke anticipating its first interim loss in 20 years. Despite state support measures, including a 300 billion yuan fund to buy unsold homes, the market remains sluggish. Home sales by the top 100 developers fell by 40% in the first half of the year, and prices of new homes in major cities have continued to decline. Analysts like Raymond Ching from CGS International Securities and Edward Chan from S&P Global Ratings note that the industry faces ongoing financial pressure, with deep discounts on homes affecting profit margins and leverage. The outlook remains bleak, with many developers at risk of credit rating downgrades as the effectiveness of government measures remains uncertain. Nikkei Asia. In the picturesque village of Saraswatipur, nestled at the base of the Himalayas, young women like Sandhya Rai have found a surprising escape from the drudgery of tea plantation work through the sport of rugby. Rai, now the vice-captain of India's national women's rugby team, shares her inspiring journey with students from Kolkata's Future Hope School. Rugby was introduced to Saraswatipur in 2013 by Paul Walsh's Kilo Rugby project, which integrated education with sports. This initiative transformed the lives of many, especially tribal girls whose ancestors were brought to the plantations by the British over a century ago. The village's rugby club, the Saraswatipur Leopards, has produced numerous national-level players, overcoming significant resistance from conservative parents and village elders. Today, the success of these girls has not only brought pride to their community but also inspired a shift in societal norms, with many now pursuing education and delaying marriage. South China Morning Post: The Hong Kong Monetary Authority, HKMA, is set to overhaul the city's banking system, transitioning from a 3-tier to a 2-tier structure in the most significant reform in 4 decades. The 12 existing deposit-taking companies, DTCs, will need to upgrade to restricted license banks or exit the market within 5 years. This change follows a positive response to a 3-month consultation. The current 3-tier system, established in the early 1980s, includes 160 licensed banks, 15 restricted license banks, and the smallest tier, the DTCs. These DTCs, which account for less than 0.1% of customer deposits, have the lowest capital requirements but can accept deposits of 100,000 Hong Kong dollars or more. The reform aims to enhance the flexibility and efficiency of these institutions. The HKMA will assist DTCs in meeting the new capital requirements and other thresholds, allowing them to roll over their outstanding deposits upon conversion. This move is expected to revitalize the banking sector and better meet customer needs. South China Morning Post: Team USA's gymnastics squad, led by the remarkable 21-year-old Suni Lee, clinched the women's team all-around gold at the 2004 Paris Olympics. Lee, among American gymnasts, also secured a bronze medal in the individual all-around. Amidst her Olympic success, fans have been curious about her relationship with Jalen Smith, a college football player at the University of Southern California. Smith, who gained early fame in high school and starred in Snoop Dogg's Netflix docuseries Coach Snoop, has shown resilience through personal tragedy and racial prejudice. Despite facing racist backlash online for their interracial relationship, some supporters have celebrated their union. However, the couple's current status remains uncertain, as they are no longer following each other on Instagram, leading to speculation about a possible split. South China Morning Post: Jalen Duren, a promising NBA player for the Detroit Pistons, is making waves not just on the court but also in the realm of dating rumors. Speculation is rife that he is romantically linked with WNBA star Angel Reese after fans noticed similar vacation photos on their social media. Duren, who boasts a $19.5 million contract, has kept his personal life under wraps until now. Born in Delaware and raised in Sharon Hill, Philadelphia, Duren has a deep connection to his roots, investing in youth basketball programs. Recently, he played a crucial role in preparing Team USA for the Paris Olympics alongside NBA legends like LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Beyond basketball, Duren harbors ambitions in the fashion world, aiming to break the stereotype of athletes dabbling in modeling. South China Morning Post: the arrival hall at Hong Kong Airport was abuzz with excitement as fans welcomed Hong Sivan Ha-hee, who clinched 2 bronze medals in swimming at the Paris Olympics. Ha-hee made history by becoming the only swimmer from Hong Kong to win medals in both the 100m and 200-meter freestyle events in 2 Olympic Games. Her remarkable achievements add to Hong Kong's Olympic success, which also includes 2 gold medals in fencing. Ha-hee's return was celebrated with much fanfare, as she is now the 3rd fastest woman of all time in the 100-meter freestyle. The Post's coverage of her homecoming highlighted the pride and joy of Hong Kongers, who eagerly followed every moment of her journey. South China Morning Post: Brian Chesky, the co-founder and CEO of Airbnb, has not only revolutionized the travel industry but also plays a significant role in the tech world, advising figures like OpenAI's Sam Altman. Chesky's journey from a modest background in Niskayuna, New York, to becoming a billionaire with a net worth of $8.6 billion is inspiring. He studied industrial design at the Rhode Island School of Design, where he met his co-founder Joe Gebbia. Airbnb's humble beginnings in 2008 have since grown into a global phenomenon with 7.7 million listings in over 220 countries. Chesky, who is also a philanthropist, receives guidance from notable figures like Barack Obama and Arnold Schwarzenegger. While he was previously in a relationship with artist Alyssa Patel, Chesky is currently one of America's most eligible billionaires, with his golden retriever Sophie Supernova as his constant companion. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.